Guys, it's Taylor with The Battle. I'm brand new to YouTube, so hit that like and subscribe button to really help me out. On this channel, we talk about mental health to end the stigma, but to also educate others through our transparency. In today's video, we're going to talk about how to talk to a loved one who has depression, warning signs to look for, and what to say to them. So maybe you don't have depression, but you suspect somebody does, or they've already been diagnosed and you're feeling helpless and you don't know what to say to them. Or maybe you've never been around anybody with depression at all, so you're completely oblivious to what your loved one is going through. Depression looks different on everybody, but here are some of the most common signs and symptoms. They aren't interested in their usual activities. So this was huge for me when I was depressed. I am a social creature. I am a very social person. I like to go out to events and parties and see my friends, and when I was depressed, forget it. I love spending time with my husband. I love playing and spending time with my dogs, and none of those things happened when I was depressed. I made up excuses as to why I couldn't go out. I would not take care of my dogs properly. I didn't care about seeing my husband or being around him not because I didn't love him, but the depression made me that way. I would make up, this is terrible, but I would make up lies and excuses why I couldn't go hang out and why I didn't want to do anything, because I didn't know how to just come out and say to my friends, I'm depressed. For example, maybe you suspect your daughter has depression and she loves doing makeup. Every day she can't wait to come home and play with her makeup. And lately you've noticed that she doesn't care. She doesn't care about putting it on. She is not excited to talk to you about it anymore, or the newest YouTube video about the newest makeup palette. Maybe she just doesn't care anymore. Or maybe your husband really loves fishing, and every Saturday he cannot wait to go. He's so excited. He wants to tell you about the fish he caught, and lately he hasn't been going. And you ask him why he hasn't been going, and he just shrugs his shoulders. A lot of times when people are depressed, they don't care about the things that they used to care about, the things that they were truly passionate about. It doesn't matter to them anymore. So if you notice that in your loved one, you may want to have a talk with them. Sleeping too much or too little. This one really hit me. Whenever I was super depressed, I would sleep all the time. It wasn't just an occasional nap here and there. It wasn't just being a little bit of tired. It was like being extremely exhausted no matter the amount of rest that I got. I got to a point for a couple of months where I could not physically get through a day from morning to night where I did not have to take at least an hour nap. I had to have a nap to function because I felt so drained and so exhausted, and that was the depression. Now that I'm doing a little bit better, I don't feel that way, and I can function through a whole day, no problem. So for me, it was sleeping all the time. Sleeping for me also was kind of an escape. When I was asleep, I didn't have to think about how depressed I was. I didn't have to think about how numb I felt. I didn't have to face the problems that I was dealing with because I was asleep. So sleeping was sort of my escape, and that's also, on top of being exhausted, that's also why I slept so much. On the contrary, some people can also not sleep enough, or they can't sleep at all, really. They're not sleeping through the night. They only sleep a couple of hours through the night. A lot of people experience insomnia as well whenever they're depressed. So just be on the lookout for those. Gaining or losing weight. Y'all, when I say this symptom hit me the hardest, I'm embarrassed to talk about it, but I'm gonna go ahead and be real with y'all. Whenever I was super depressed and whenever I was going through my depression, I gained 20 pounds, and I still carry that with me right now. It's embarrassing. I'm not proud of it. I'm currently working to get it off the best that I can through diet and exercise, but sometimes when you're depressed, you gain weight. Or for me, I gained weight. A lot of people will lose weight. For me, food was kind of a comfort. Whenever I was sad and whenever I felt really numb and nothing would make me happy, I would just go grab a couple of cookies. Or I would eat a big bowl of pasta, and that would make me feel better for that couple of minutes that I was eating it. Between eating all the time and having no energy and no motivation ever, and napping all the time, just eating and sleeping and eating and sleeping, I gained 20 pounds. And like I said, I'm just trying to be really real with you guys. I'm not super happy about the weight gain, but that's really what happens to people whenever they get depressed. Oftentimes they'll gain a lot of weight because they have no more energy, no more motivation. They're always sleeping. They're always sitting on the couch, just mindlessly watching TV, and a lot of times they eat. I would like to say, on the contrary, a lot of people lose a ton of weight. This is because when you're depressed, you don't care about anything. So much so that you also don't care about eating. Nothing makes you happy, and you don't care about yourself to give your body the proper nourishment that it needs, so you just don't eat. It doesn't matter. You go to bed without having dinner, you wake up and would rather sleep than have breakfast in the morning, and you just don't eat, and you don't take care of your body. So a lot of people will also lose a lot of weight unexpectedly when they're not trying to, when they're depressed. Negative outlook on life and even anger. When somebody's depressed, they have just a really, really big negative outlook on life. They can't really see the bright side of things. They can't really see the positive in things. And it's not just sometimes being a negative Nancy about a certain situation. A lot of people will say, what's the point? I got into my dream college, but what's the point? I just found out that my sister was pregnant and she's been trying for so long. What's the point? Who cares? They will have a very negative outlook on life no matter the news, because their brain is not letting them get excited. Their depression is not letting them get excited for anything in their life. So whenever people are constantly having a negative outlook on life and kind of just, you find them saying, what's the point? A lot, and nothing can cheer them up or make them happy or make them smile, you might want to check in on them. They might be suffering with depression. I also mentioned anger. This one is prevalent in teens a lot. I mean, anger can affect anybody or can be a side effect of anybody with depression, but a lot of times in teens, they'll experience anger. And I think this is because teens may not know what they're going through just yet, or they don't know how to express their feelings, and they don't know how to express what they're going through. So it will just come off as anger and irritability and just snapping at you. And a lot of times teens can be brats anyways, and you might just write it off as they're just being a brat, or they're just in a bad mood and it's just their hormones, they're just a teenager. But if it's consistent, check in with your teen and see how they're feeling and see how they're doing. Consistent irritability and anger may be a symptom of depression. So those are the main symptoms of depression. If you notice your loved one has been going through any of these, or if they have any of these signs or symptoms, just start a conversation with them. Ask them how they've been feeling. Maybe tell them you've noticed they're acting a little different lately and you just wanted to check in on them and make sure that they were okay. Let them know you may not understand what they're going through, but you are here to listen to them when they're ready to talk to you. Like I said, when somebody's depressed, they might not be ready to talk to you up front. They may be embarrassed, or they may not know how to properly express their feelings and express what they're going through just yet. So leave that on the table. Let them know that you're here for them and you're ready to talk to them about their feelings whenever they're ready, and they might take you up on that offer, but don't push the subject, because that just might make them more upset. Here are some things you can say to somebody who's depressed. What can I do to help you today? I use the word today because I want you to be specific when you're asking them, what can you do to help them today? One of the main symptoms of depression is fatigue and low motivation. They don't want to do anything. They may not be able to do anything, and they feel really bad for it. Maybe you really don't mind cooking your friend dinner and you have the extra time after work. Or maybe you really don't mind picking up the kids at school for your friend whenever you're going by there anyways to pick up your kids. Maybe it will really just be as simple as calling them for work and making sure that they're awake and going to be on time for work. When you're specific like this, you're letting them know specific times and windows that you are available to do something for them. You're letting them know what you're capable of doing to help them, and they're more likely to let you help them if you say, "What can I do for you today?" and you be specific rather than just, "What can I do for you?" That's very vague, and they might just say nothing when they really do need help and they're drowning. Do you want to talk about how you're feeling? If not, I understand, but I'm here for you whenever you're ready to talk. People with depression often have a huge self-stigma, and maybe they're embarrassed, or maybe, like I said, they don't know how to express how they're feeling and what they're going through. Give them the time that they need to process, and if they're not ready to talk, just make sure that you're clear in letting them know that you're here for them and you're ready to listen whenever they're ready to talk. When you're sincere and not pushy, they're more likely to take you up on that offer and confide in you, and you can be there for that person. You are important to me and you're not alone. When people are depressed, a lot of times they will feel the exact opposite. People who have depression are going to tell themselves that they're unimportant, unloved, and that if they try to reach out, nobody's going to understand. Please express to your loved ones that you love them and that they are important in your life and you care about how they feel and you want to listen to them if they're ready to talk. Even if you think they already know all of those things, just remind them again. Oftentimes, people with depression, our brains are going to play tricks on us and lead us to believe otherwise. So it's not going to hurt to tell them again and just make sure that they know that they're loved, needed, and important. You really never know when your kind words are going to save a life. Your words can't cure major depression, but they can help and make a difference. I hope I informed some of you guys today on depression and how to handle it. Tell me what I missed in the comments. If you like videos like this and want to see more, please hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Remember, whatever you're battling with, there are better days ahead for you. Until next time, bye.